Okay, so I know that our speaker today, Jenn, does not need an introduction. She is amazing. She is, so it goes Jenn, then Celeste, then me, and then Alicia and Ariel. But Jenn has become a friend of ours. We did not know Jenn before this, but Jenn is one of the most humble and kind people you will ever meet. And I'm thankful to know her. I told her we were on, I know y'all heard me talk about our mission trip that we were on, but Jenn was on the same mission trip to the Dream Center as I was. And I probably like freaked her out. But I was like, listen, I just want to tell you this. Like, you're the kindest, most humble, just she is just an awesome person. So anyways, I'm just gonna leave it at that, but because I want her to have the time that she wants to speak to us. But thank you for being on and spending time with our team this morning, Jenn. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for that sweet introduction. Man, that trip was amazing. I mean, just really, humbling, right? Just incredible. So thank you for that. Really sweet introduction. And Ariel, your kind words, you guys are always, you make me feel so good, but really unworthy. So, I'm just enjoying seeing some of your faces and names, and I see a lot of names and faces that I recognize. So it's fun to see you guys on here and this crazy world that we live in. So I see some new names, and so do you want me to share my story too? I mean, it feels a little, broken record for people who have heard it.
I think we do have some new people on here. So yeah, that'd be great if you can.
Okay, sure. Sometimes you're like, gosh, like we've heard this, we're good.
Move
on.
It really shows how we all got started, and so, yes, share your story.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure. I'd love to. Gosh, almost 8 years. Next month will be 8 years. And when Plexus came to me, I wasn't looking for a business. I was looking to lose weight. After my daughter, she just turned 1. And even though I was not looking for a business, I was looking for a way to supplement our family's income from home. I desperately wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. I was working full-time at an oil and gas company downtown Denver. But like many people, I can so relate to the people who really kind of are like, yeah, one of those things that is not, I never saw myself doing network marketing. I always felt like, I don't want my friends to think I'm making money off them, or, I'm not a salesperson. I had all of those things in my brain. So when this came up, I was really only interested in the products. However, my husband, I could see that the best way to join was wholesale. It was like a no-brainer. And he had said, if you're going to take these products long-term, you're going to have to at least make enough money to cover the cost of them. So he gave me 2 months to be able to break even. And so as soon as I got on the products, I knew I loved them, and I had to start sharing to at least work towards that break-even point. Again, like right at this point, I was not thinking this was actually going to be the way I would be a stay-at-home mom. I was looking at, I had made these ruler growth charts that I was going to sell on Etsy, but then doing the math and how long it takes me to make them and how much I'd charge, I'm like, yeah, that's not a good option either. Like I was thinking of options, even though Plexus was in my hands at the time. So, all right, break even. All I got to do is break even. No, I only have to share with a few friends and family. Well, doing that, and middle of June of 2012, I was at a party or a picnic, and someone posted a picture and tagged me, and I was clearly I had lost. I mean, it was the difference in my weight was visible. It wasn't drastic, but it was visible. Yeah. And then I had people asking me, and it was like, okay, from that, my paycheck was around $500 in July. And that was really when we were like, okay, this was actually going to be the way I should be a stay-at-home mom. So I was all in at that point. And my husband told me to make, that I need to make $1,000 a month. I mean, that didn't replace my income, but it was what we needed to be able to like offset with daycare costs and that is what we needed for me to supplement, for us to stay home, because we were doing Financial Peace University. We were working our way through debt. So I still needed to bring something to the table. And that was the target amount for me. And so, I was all in at that point. And within 7 months, I was able to walk away from that job. And that was in January of 2013. I gave I stayed through the holidays and came back after the holidays and gave my notice. Well, that was January 2013. And I had just turned gold in December. So you can kind of see a little bit of the journey. And then where a lot of you guys and your kind of story would begin, with Celeste being in your upline. Celeste, I had quit my job. Celeste was a customer, for her whole family. Thank you, PV. And she was sending me, Ariel was my customer. She had sent me Ariel and Rainey, which is Rainey Anderson now, but they were my customers. Ariel thought that I was making these products in my basement. I mean, nobody knew what it was. And so if you've been around this team for very long, you know that one of my teaching moments for what I did wrong was I did not present the business opportunity to my customers who loved these products. Now it all worked out in the way, because then Celeste ended up joining, because I went to visit her. She said, okay, I've been on these products. We've reached our goals. Kind of, where do we go from here? And I'm like, well, get wholesale prices, buy what you want. And if you can share, then share. And I'm going to Hawaii. You should come with me, And she's like, oh, okay, I'm in. But I've sent you everyone that I know, right? I've already sent you all the people I know to be your customers. Well, all it took was her posting on Facebook. And then there was that. And that's how we went from products being created in my basement to this is like a real ground floor opportunity. And Beth and Ariel and Alicia kind of saying, okay, like this, but like the products, we want the products. I have an accidental business. I mean, I don't know how many of us started that way. We love the products. We share what we love. We have an accidental business. We make some money. And then you get really excited about it, because then you also see, well, my goodness, this isn't just about me and I want to lose 20 pounds, or me and I want to make $1,000 a month so I can stay home. This is about the impact I can make on others in their health and in their finances. Not only can I be a stay-at-home mom, but man, I can help other people be a stay-at-home mom. So that's kind of in a nutshell how it all happened. But I do love to share the mistake that I made, because otherwise Ariel might be my level one, who knows? She probably wouldn't have listened to me. She's like, I don't know this girl who's making these products in her basement anyways. But you never know. And I think that actually leads me into a really great, one of my tips that I want to share is, some of us have been around. Thank you, sweet girl. Some of us have been around for a long time. And I know that, Beth just said that some of you are new on here. I feel like with what we're going through right now, we are all in kind of like a fresh start to our business. Like, if you think about it, everybody's perspective and mindset and even situation is different than what it was 3 months ago. It's different than it was a year ago. So I want to encourage you to start fresh and thinking like, everybody that I've talked to about this product or this business, and they've already kind of, said no, you know what? Timing is everything. And things really could look different for them. And they may be open to it where they haven't before. Now, that being said, I hope you guys have tuned in to some of the training that Jenn does. And I love her amazing, verbiage of how to open that and just say, hey, you know what? things are different right now, and I want to serve you, and I think this could be a blessing for you. Are you open to hearing about it now? You know, and I love that, but I also want to kind of like come back to a foundation that I've always sort of stood on. And it's, I feel like we have to earn the right to send that message. And it's kind of like you're building relational equity with people. And now's a really good time to build relational equity. And I mean this with all sincerity. I do think it will come back to you in your business, but without that any ulterior motive, to go serve and love and find ways that you can encourage people. And, you know, I know we're isolated and it's hard to do that, but, you know, we can encourage and uplift through what we're sharing, what we're posting, any of those direct messages of, you know, does anyone else feel like when you're going to send a message to someone about Plexus that you already project in your mind what that they're going to receive that as, she's just going to try to sell me something or tell me about her special or something like that? Well, what if we start depositing so much love and service and compassion into people and into their lives where when they see your name come up, they will say, no, she loves me. She loves me. She genuinely loves me. I think that's where we have to shift. And that's what people need right now. So I know it kind of sounds like I'm talking out of two sides of my mouth here, because in one way we do have an answer for people. We really have something that can help people build their immunity. We have answers to people's problems. We have a way for people to start building income. We do, but we can't get them to see that if we don't have enough relational equity with people. So if you are in doubt of how or what to do, take your list. It's brand new. It's completely fresh. People that you've had off of it, people that are already on your team that have gone in active, that have never done anything. Go love and serve them from a really genuine place without ulterior motives. And I mean, there will be opportunities from that will rise to the top, but we do it because it's the right thing to do, not because that we're going to get something from it. Okay. I hope that makes sense. But I do believe we have to earn the right to ask people to take a look at what this is as an option for them. I made a little bit of notes here. I think I went out of order here, but is it okay if I just share with you guys too, kind of some things that I'm just like, I'm not coming to you as the expert of someone who's had have it all figured out, but things that I'm kind of thinking about a lot, and maybe even you are too, because you're probably seeing some of the same things I'm seeing as far as training and shifting. And you know, like I ask, is it okay? Because I'm telling you, I don't necessarily have it all figured out. I have a girl on my team. Ariel says yes. Anderson family. Beth says yes. Okay. There's a girl on my team. She's amazing. I don't know if any of you know her or follow her, but Heather Real Lipscomb. And I suggest you follow her. She's got an amazing story, but she had brought this concept to our, you know, our team, which you may have heard, but I'm really thinking about this a lot. Okay. Heather Lipscomb, it's Lipscomb. Her middle, it's Heather Real, Reel, Heather Real Lipscomb. But she talks about, let me back up. What I've been thinking about is this. I'm I'm not talking about you. I'm saying I need to get back to what I did in the beginning to build my business through social media. Yes, but it needs to look different. The way I did in the beginning, it's not the same as it looks now, okay? In the sense of I'm not going to be salesy with graphics and all that stuff because I didn't know any better, right? None of us did, okay? But how many of you would agree you built your business on sharing testimonies? Yep. How many of you would agree that because of compliance and sort of feeling like I don't know what to say, I'm not saying anything? Anyone else feel that way? Okay, same. I shared a testimony or I shared some article or something, and recently, and I got an email from compliance. Take that down. So I just took it down. I'm the first to say I have to stop being afraid and not putting the story out there for fear. So they send me an email. And it's wrong. I do my best to stay compliant, but share the powerful story. If it's wrong, I delete it. We get rid of it. It's fine, and not let the fear of just getting the email stop me from sharing the story. Okay. So I'm going to get to Heather in a second, but I needed to back this up as far as like and if you're feeling the same way, I have to get back to sharing the stories and doing so in a little bit different way where it's not so salesy, it's impactful. But again, if I'm going to get back to sharing the stories, then I also have to step up the other value that I'm bringing to my audience. Okay, not just the plexus stuff. So this is where I get to Heather. Okay. Okay. So she talks about the 4 E's of posting on social media, that they should really fit into 4 categories, and it should really align with who you are and your brand. And, sometimes, especially now, my goodness, it's kind of crazy with like everything happening. Sometimes I want to post something that's like an opinion or things that are crazy right now, or like, but and I'm not like, I like to other people to post it and read the comments and stuff, but would posting this, would it not align with who I am and my brand? My brand is not really someone who wants to stir the pot. I stay away. I like to stay above the fray. So I'm not going to stir the pot. That's not who I am. So even though there's a lot of pot stirring happening right now, I'm not going to stir the pot. Now, here's another story. You may see me stir the pot on something else here coming up, because there's something I'm passionate about that I really want to share later. That's for a different topic, totally different thing. But I think it's the right pot to stir. Some of this stuff, it's not worth sharing the pot. Okay. I overthink when I'm trying to post sometimes, because yes, I think you can overcomplicate it for sure. But I think that these 4 E's might help you be like, okay, does it really fit one of these categories, and does it align with who I am? Okay, kind of that litmus test. Okay, the 4 E's. 1, education. Are we educating someone? Are we providing new information or new thoughts? Or, I mean, how many of us learn something on social media that we didn't know before? I mean, how many would say that that's actually one of the primary ways you're learning new things is by social media? So sometimes I see something that's fascinating, or I assume because I saw it, my audience also knows it. Well, that's not true. You can learn something, process a little bit, and share it too, right? And a lot of that is, we educate a lot through health and through the, articles and that kind of thing. Okay. So education, and it's aligning with who you are, right? So if who you are is you are passionate, you're an adoptive mom, and who you are, maybe you're educating about adoption process or something like that. Okay. All right. The second would be encouragement slash empowerment. Are you uplifting your audience? Is this a positive message? Is this gonna make someone feel good, or like, oh, this really like, I wish I hadn't have seen that. That makes me feel fearful or depressed, right? Okay. Um, Now 3 is entertainment. You know, our kids do funny things. Chris and Susie McCall, really great at this. Squirrels leaping out of bathrooms. I'm not saying you have to come up with crazy things like that, but that's kind of what we're talking about. What are the funny or entertaining things that you can share? Doesn't always have to be your original stuff, but like, hey, this I mean, how many, all the shows shares the funny, you know, like entertainment. Okay, you get it. The fourth is engagement. And I love how, and Heather talks about when she is training for our team, that, you know, try to come up with an original. It doesn't always have to be original, but you see the same engagement posts floating around that everyone on social media is doing. Well, let's that you know, that's okay on occasion, right? But if that's all you're doing, then people will be like, I've seen that before, or I've already engaged in that. Try to come up with something, you know, new, or that's you know, with what you do. Here, like an example is one of the girls kind of in our team that she's expecting for the first time. And so a good, people know that in our audience. So she's asking about a stroller. You know, what are the strollers? You know, so who are you? Where are you in your life? And what are some things that that you could ask your audience for to get some engagement? So when I say this, like I asked if I could share that I am not the expert, but these are the kind of things I am thinking about that I have to do. I need to get back to those stories, but I also know that if I'm going to really be upping my stories and getting the powerful stories back out there and stop being crippled by fear, then I also have to up the value that I'm offering in other places, because we all know you can't just be the stories and I mean, I have to like raise the bar in other. What was number 2? Education was 1. Encouragement or empowerment is number 2. Entertainment and engagement. And then just to really be more intentional, because I remember, I don't know if you guys, those of you who've been around a while, and when we started, we taught this a lot with social media, how to post and stuff. And I think it's the same concept as far as balance, but now we really need to focus on offering value and serving the people in our communities, in our networks, and service. So that kind of brings me to the next thing that I'm really kind of thinking of and trying to process. In fact, this morning I signed up for a class. Y'all know Donald Miller, Build Your Story Brand. Have you heard of him? Okay. I know he's got some free stuff, but I paid $99 for his writing seminar, which is a week from today, on writing. And one of his things was, I listened to his audiobook. I think it's called Build Your Story Brand. I listened to it last fall, and it made so much sense to me. And it's just something Cody and I, my husband, we've been talking about. Thanks, Beth. Is we have to start messaging through our social media. So getting back to doing it, but messaging through our social media that we are not the hero. We are not like, look at me, look at what I've done, look at this. It's you're the hero in your story. What is the problem you have? And I am your guide to help you solve it. So we have to kind of come at it from that angle. So I'm thinking about all this stuff of, okay, the 4 E's. I got to get back to stories. I really want to send the message that what you have this problem. You can be the hero in that story, and I'm your guide. So when you and Donald Miller in that book, he talks about, when you movies, like every movie that you watch, there's a struggle, there's a hero, and then there's a guide. When you like, we are the guide, we are not the star of the show. They are the star of the show. What is their problem? What is the thing they need help with? And how am I the guide to help them be the hero in their story? So I've been thinking a lot about that since I listened to that audiobook last fall. And so again, I'm not the expert, but I'm trying to learn these things. And so I paid $99 for this seminar for next week to learn how to write in that way, to write social media, if you have a website, like all of these things, because writing is not my gift. Wordsmithing is not my gift. But I'm not going to say, I recognize why that's important. They're the hero, I'm the guide. But how do I get there? How do I get there? So I'm the first to say, I'm going to go learn. I'm going to go learn what that looks like and how to practically do that. But that's kind of a litmus test too, that I'm starting whenever I'm thinking about my social media and my strategy and my posting, and I got to get back to stories, is does this message land on the other end in the way that they feel empowered to do it, and that I am someone who can help them do it and overcome that struggle, or that whether it's a health or finances, that they want financial freedom. I've been trying to just run that through and see. So I don't know I can't remember who said about overthinking it, but I don't want to overthink it, because that can paralyze you, right? But if you think, make your post, does it fit into these, Alicia said David Miller. I think it's Donald Miller. It's Donald Miller. Yes, he has a podcast. Does it fit into one of these categories? Does it align with me? And reading it from the outside point of view, is it elevating me as the hero? Because people don't necessarily want to keep reading about how I'm a hero, right? They want to be served. So we have to serve people in love. And that kind of comes back to what I first said, is in this time, when in doubt, let's go be making relational deposits, not for what it can come, but because it's the right thing to do. If you're a believer, it's what we're called to do. I have a whole nother, it's kind of what I'm passionate about, that you may see me actually for the first time ever talk about something controversial, but, I believe we don't have many days left. I mean, like, it could, I don't want to get into all that, but we could have days, weeks, months, maybe years. We could have years, but that's still, in the grand scheme of things, we don't have much. So so what now? And I'm like, I'm going to be about my Father's business. And my Father's business is serving and loving. And if that helps my business, so be it. Lord, bless my business so I can bless others. But I'm going to be about my Father's business. So I didn't mean to get into any of that specifically, because this isn't necessarily about that. But anyways, it's the other thing I'm passionate about, is being about my Father's business. Something I would like to offer as a suggestion, because it's where I'm kind of learning. And like I said, like, there's so much. I mean, does anyone feel like their head's about to explode with everything that's going on, like conspiracies and politics and all the stuff? And then you add the business and strategy and what do I say and how do I do, all the things. I'm like, okay, whoa. Like, I'm trying to filter. It's why I come, like, okay, I got to go back to God's word, because this is where I'm going to find, this is what it's about. But yes, strange times we're in. Well, I I say that to say, I don't mean to overwhelm you more, but where I'm getting some of this as far as like, she's taken what I've kind of felt and what is maybe kind of wrong with our approach, like what I said about earning the right to direct message someone and ask them to take a look at what you have to offer. She's kind of on that bit. If you haven't heard of Kristen Boss, if you're in a group, she does offer like paid things, but just her Facebook page, in her lives that she does, it's a lot of value. She's got some free stuff. And it's about building from a place of purpose and not, like, I love how she says, people don't want to join you because they want to see you have financial freedom. What is the purpose that you're showing up? So let me tell you the name of the actual, I just checked with her. She said, yes, it's open to all business. I think I figured, okay. Building, boss, let me see. Here, I'll just type it in the chat. And you guys can request to join Becoming Boss for on and it's not just for Plexus people. I don't want to pretend that it is, but she does have people sign like or say like you're not gonna promote your business. This is like, it's just really good information for people who want to shift their marketing strategy from what we've been doing to service, like a real service oriented posture, where people are drawn to you through that versus the pushing our what we have. Okay, let me see. For entrepreneurs who long for purpose plus passion. So like I said, she offers some like teaching and stuff that is paid, but just the Facebook group in general has a lot of good nuggets to kind of get yourself thinking of shifting kind of the way you're marketing online through social media. So hopefully that's a good tool for you guys. So I think that's all I have.
Okay, listen, like I told you at the beginning that I think that you're like the most humble and kind person. Like this today, y'all, I don't know, I mean, sure, I think y'all know this, but Jenn is double diamond. Like she is a rock star. And she is so down to earth that she's letting us into her life and saying some things that most of us have been feeling, right? And I just want y'all to know that like diamond, double diamonds, emeralds, senior rubies, we all struggle with the same thing sometimes. And we all like have the fear of, oh my gosh, is this right? Is compliance gonna come after me? They will come after us, but they're not coming after us. Like Jenn said, they just ask you to take it down. And if you're compliant with their request, carry on, right? And so, but I just want y'all to see like her heart. And when she says that she's truly about doing her father's business, like I know 1,000,000% that is Jenn Hawkins' #1 goal in life is to do her father's business. You can tell it in the way she treats people. You can tell it in the way she runs her business. You can tell in all the things that she does. And she truly, truly, truly means that. And I do think that she is blessed because she puts her father's business first and she goes after everything with that approach. She loves people. She wants to take care of people. She loves Jesus. She knows that we're called to serve others 1,000,000%. And guys, if we do put that first and we do build these relationships and we do reach out to people because we love people and we're called to love people and take care of people, then the rest will come. It will. And so, I mean, just she's telling you, she doesn't have all the answers, but she's willing to learn. So whether you're brand new or whether you're a diamond like me, we have to be willing to learn and willing to stretch ourselves and willing to grow. And I'm telling you right now, like this call today has been amazing, Jenn, because you made a lot of people feel like we can do this. And that there's such a greater purpose out there, and that people need us to love them, right? And so thank you so much. Does anybody have any questions for her, or any comments or anything that y'all want to put on there? Like, this has just been absolutely amazing. I really appreciate you so much.
Just reading some of your sweet comments. Thank you. I really appreciate how gracious you are. Thank you.
Yeah, if anybody has anything, I'll put it in there. It's what we all needed. I'm telling you, we all struggle with the same things. And I think sometimes that gets in our head because we think we're the only ones struggling with the same with this. You know, we're like, we're all alone on an island and we're scared to post because of this, or what are people gonna think in this time, or whatever. And we're all out there together, guys. We are all out there together. And in saying that, people do need this now. And I know that it's scary, unknown times, but y'all, our business is blooming like crazy right now. And it's because y'all love others always. Okay, there is a question on there. Do you see that, Jen, from Diane Gerardis? How do I circle back to people and make my new reach out be more authentic?
I think a voice message, you said it, is great, because people actually can hear the authenticity in your voice. But I think it's just giving people, that putting their needs first. Like first of all, if you're reaching out to them, it's no lie, they're on your mind. You've been on my mind. I know we talked about this before, and I don't know where things are for you right now, but if this would be helpful, I'm in this with you, and I would love to help you make this happen to ease a burden right now. In that, hey, if it's not, and this is not the time, or you're still, hey, no big deal. Like I always want people, and I've always said this, I want people to know that whether they say yes to joining or buying the products or what I have to offer, if they say yes or no, we're good. Like, I love you anyways. Like, this relationship continues, and it isn't based on you saying yes to what I have to offer. So yeah, but I do think a voice message is really good, because people can hear that in your voice. I know that if you can voice message to yourself, and just voice it to yourself first, and then you can forward it to the person, just so then you're like, you can just listen to it and be like, does the authenticity come in my voice? But I think we just have to really come from a posture of, I want to serve you, and me reaching out is not because I need you to order, that I have something that could serve you and could really bless you. And when you come from that posture, then that comes through. And likewise, if you come from the other posture of desperation and I need you because I need your order, that comes through too. So, I think it starts with having the right heart too.
Hey, I have to give props to Diane, who just asked that. She is actually, her grandmother fell and broke her hip, and she is being her nurse. She got there yesterday. So thank you, Diane, for being on, because I know that you're taking care of your grandmother right now. I just have to give her props for that.
Yes.
She always makes a point to be on.
I love Diane. Looking for her here, but I see her commenting.
Hey, I love the E's you told us about. The 4 E's.
Mm-hmm. So good.
And for posting, just because I know that right now people sometimes feel like they feel like if they were even to post about something, that's not being sensitive, like if they were even to talk about our business right now, but that's not true. But just giving us a start to remember, like you said, we're not the hero, but to help somebody else help their family. I think
it's okay to talk about that. It's uncomfortable. Like, it's okay to say, this is really hard for me, this, because I know, especially when you're reaching out and we'll just say, hey, this is really hard for me to reach out to you. Because the last thing I want to do is for you to feel like I'm doing this for me. It's okay to say people, it's just being authentic and honest and raw. It doesn't have to be polished and,
Yes.
I'm trying to read some of these messages and see. Oh, I love that, Terry. That's so good.
So
There's
good.
no better adventure than a God adventure, right?
Okay, does anybody else have any other questions or anything? Now's your time.
I've really enjoyed seeing you guys.
Thank you so much.
I have to tell you, my husband came in. I was kind of just typing out a few notes. And he came in, he said, are you going to brush your hair? I said, do I need to?
No.
So he's like, yeah. So I am second shower of the week. I'm on a 2 shower a week schedule these days. And it's going to be this afternoon. It's like, yeah, you need to brush your teeth and your hair. And so I put on some earrings and lip gloss too. So I took an extra level up for us. So this is just a little bit more polished than the super raw because I have not washed my hair in about 5 days. So anyone else?
Yes. We could probably all say that. I have on makeup because Scott was like, oh, we need to go get your car from the shop. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll put on makeup. Random. Anyways, I was going to go for a run, but instead I put on makeup and went and got my car. But yeah, no, it's all real around here for sure. Usually we're all coming in from the gym and we can come home and anyways, but I'm
glad I can show up with my greasy hair and all.
We appreciate you so very, very much. Seriously, just thank you. And thank you for spending time with us. And just thank you for being you. We love you.
Well, thank you. Well, you filled my cup this morning as well. So
all right.
I love you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're going to stay on for just a minute and talk announcements. So I'm going to stop recording.